Welcome everyone. I am Dr. Radharaman from Bangabasi Morning College. Today we will learn about climate, the causes of climate change, the effects of climate change, global warming, impacts of these changes on human communities and agriculture. Let's begin with climate. Climate is the average weather of an area. It is the general weather condition, seasonal variations, and extremes of weather in a region. Such conditions, which average over a long period, at least 30 years, is called climate. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, in short IPCC, in the year 1990 and 1992 published best available evidence about past climate change, the greenhouse effect, and recent changes in global temperature. It is observed that Earth temperature has changed considerably during the geological times. It has experienced several glacial and interglacial periods. However, during the past 10,000 years of the current interglacial period, the mean average temperature has fluctuated by 0.5 to 1 degree Celsius over a period of 100 to 200 years. We have relatively stable climate for thousands of years, due to which we have practiced agriculture and increased in population. Anthropogenic, that means man-made activities, are upsetting the delicate balance that has established between various components of the environment. Greenhouse gases are increasing in the atmosphere, resulting in increase in the average global temperature. Even small changes in climatic conditions may disturb agriculture. That would lead to migration of animals, including humans. This may upset the hydrological cycle and results in flood, drought in different regions of the world, cause sea level rise, changes in agricultural productivity, famine, and death of human as well as livestock. The global change in temperature will not be uniform everywhere and will fluctuate in different regions. The places at higher latitude will be warmed up more during late autumn and winter than the places in tropics. Poles may have experienced 2 to 3 times more warming than the global average, while warming in the tropics may be only 50 to 100% on an average. This will disturb the global pattern of winds and ocean currents as well as the timing and distribution of the rainfall. By a temperature increase of 1.5 to 4.5 degrees Celsius, the global hydrological cycle is expected to intensify by 5 to 10%. The disturbed rainfall ultimately will result in some areas becoming wetter and the others are drier. Although rainfall may increase, higher temperature will result in more evapotranspiration, leading to annual water deficit in crop fields. Now, one of the major changes that occurs due to climate change is global warming. Before discussing the phenomenon of global warming, let's find out how warming occurs in a greenhouse. This is the horticultural greenhouse. As we know, in cooler region, plant breeders keeps small seedling in a glass house. The sunlight enters into the house through glass, but the heat cannot escape from it, As a result, the glasshouse remains warmer than its surrounding. Similarly, the troposphere is the lowermost layer of the atmosphere, and this layer traps heat by a natural process due to presence of certain gases like carbon dioxide, ozone, methane, nitrous oxide, chlorofluorocarbon and water vapor. We know some sunlight that hits the earth is reflected back into the space while rest become heat. The greenhouse gases that present in this layer prevent heat from escaping into the space, thereby warming the planet. Amount of heat trapped in the atmosphere depends upon mostly on the concentration of the greenhouse gases. The average global temperature, which is 15 degrees Celsius, but in absence of greenhouse gases, this temperature would have been minus 18 degrees Celsius. Therefore, the greenhouse effect contributes a temperature rise to the tune of 33 degrees Celsius. Heat trapped by greenhouse gases in the atmosphere keeps the planet warm and allow us, the other species of this planet, to exist. Two prominent other greenhouse gases are water vapor, which are controlled by hydrological cycle, and the carbon dioxide are controlled by the global carbon cycle. While the level of water vapor in the troposphere have relatively remained constant, the level of carbon dioxide have increased in other cases, and other gases also have increased due to human activities such as methane, nitrous oxide, chlorofluorocarbon. There are deforestation, and this deforestation has further resulted in elevated level of carbon dioxide. So, warming or cooling more than 2 degrees Celsius over the past few decades have proved to be disastrous for various ecosystems on Earth, including humans. Now, the greenhouse gases which are present in the troposphere obviously worries the environmental scientist, because the anthropogenic activity, there is an increase in concentration of those greenhouse gases. First, there is carbon dioxide, and it contributes only 55% of the global warming. The industrial emission about 76% per annum. The second most important greenhouse gas is chlorofluorocarbon, and which contribute 24% of the greenhouse gases, and depletion of ozone also resulted for the presence of this chlorofluorocarbon. Now, leakage of air conditioner, refrigerator, evaporation of industrial solvents, production of plastic foams, aerosols, these are chiefly contribute the total chlorofluorocarbon present in the troposphere. Next most important greenhouse gas is methane, and it contributes only 18% of the greenhouse gases of the atmosphere, and it is naturally present in the swamp, natural wetlands, paddy fields, landfills, digestive tract of cattle, sheep and termites. Next important greenhouse gas is nitrous oxide. It is responsible for only 6%, and the human contribution is the production of nylon, burning of biomass, nitrogen-rich fuel, the breakdown of nitrogen fertilizers in the soil. The impact of increase in the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere not only cause global warming but also affect various other climatic and natural processes such as global temperature increase. It is estimated that the Earth's mean temperature will rise between 1.5 to 5.5 degrees Celsius by 2050 if input of the greenhouse gases continues to rise at the present rate. Another important phenomenon that may happen is the sea level rise. With the increase of the global temperature, seawater will expand. Heating will melt the polar ice sheet and glaciers, resulting in further rise in the sea level. Current model indicates that an increase in the average atmospheric temperature of 3 degrees Celsius would rise the average global sea level by 0.2 to 1.5 meter over next 50 to 100 years. 1 meter rise in the sea level will inundate low-lying areas of cities like Shanghai, Cairo, Bangkok, Sydney, as well as the agricultural lowland in deltas of Bangladesh, India, China, and also will affect rice productivity. This will contribute many commercially important spawning grounds and would probably increase the frequency of storm damage to lagoons, estuaries, and coral reefs. In India, the Lakshadweep Islands, with a maximum height of 4 meters above the level, may be vulnerable. Some of the most beautiful cities like Mumbai may be saved by heavy investment on embankment to prevent inundation. Life of millions of people will be affected by the sea level rise, who have built homes in the deltas of Ganges, the Nile, the Mekong, the Yangtze, and the Mississippi rivers. Now, let's see how global warming affects the human health. As we know, global warming will lead to changes in the rainfall pattern in many areas, thereby affecting the distribution of vector-borne diseases like malaria, filariasis, elephantiasis, etc. Areas which are presently free from diseases like malaria, schistosomiasis, etc. may become the breeding ground for the vectors of such diseases. Warmer temperature and more water stagnation would favor the breeding of mosquitoes, snails, and some insects which are the vectors of such diseases. Higher temperature and humidity also will increase respiratory and skin diseases. Now, let's see what is the effect of global warming on agriculture. There are different views regarding the effect of global warming on agriculture. It may show positive or negative effect on various types of crops in different regions of the world. Tropical and subtropical region will be more affected since the average temperature in this region is already on higher side. Even a rise in 2 degrees Celsius may be quite harmful to crops. Soil moisture will decrease and evapotranspiration will increase, which may drastically affect wheat and maize production. Increase in temperature and humidity will increase pest growth, like growth of vectors of various diseases. Pest will adapt to such changes better than the crops. To cope up with the changing situation, drought resistant, heat resistant, and pest resistant varieties of crops have to be developed. Is there any measures to check global warming? Yes, there are certain measures to slow down the enhanced global warming. These are the following steps. First of all, we have to plant more trees. We have to remove atmospheric carbon dioxide by utilizing photosynthetic algae. We have to cut down the use of chlorofluorocarbons. We have to use energy more efficiently. We have to shift from coal to natural gas. We have to trap and use methane as a fuel. Adopt sustainable agriculture and stabilize the population growth. That's all For today, these are the references from which I have taken those data, and thank you for listening.